All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Thank y'all for introducing yourselves. Just a little bit, I don't know if I really introduced myself, but again, my name is Shanita Newton, and I am excited to be the creative director and the owner of Newton Creative
Miss Newton,
Consulting.
Miss Newton, before you go on, there is a Miss Tara Cobbs from Macon, Georgia. She's the director of Positive Choices, and she's excited to get the information from you.
Oh,
So I
hey
needed.
Tara.
She was in the chat.
Okay, Miss Tara Combs, thank you so much for joining us this evening. So Newton Creative Consulting is a graphic and web design firm, and we specialize in empowering small businesses, especially women-driven businesses, through quality branding and website design services. And so tonight we will be discussing the following. Let me get my little screen to change. Tonight we'll be covering the following: how to launch your brand on social media, and that's everything from choosing your social media, the platforms you're going to be on, to the name that you select as your handle, and how to best tackle that. How to choose an effective domain name, and whether it should be a .com, a .co, or .org. Must-haves for an amazing and effective website. So some do's and some don'ts, some best practices for that, and then some other marketing practices for a successful business. And then after that, we'll get to my favorite part, which is the question and answer session. So before we get into how to launch your social media, there are several benefits to have social media for your business. First of all, it's an affordable way to promote your business. AKA, it don't cost nothing to start. You are able to utilize social media for free. Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. Well, Pinterest actually isn't social media. It's something completely different, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But it's an affordable way to promote your business. So social media helps you to increase your brand awareness to new and existing customers, and it can help you reach your target audience or ideal client. So people follow pages and organizations that they identify with. Case in point, I have a few friends that all we do all day is sit on Instagram. Well, that's not all we do all day, but most of our communication is sending each other memes of things that we identify with on Instagram. Um, and they're people that we follow because we identify with who they are and the type of material, the content that they're producing. And so they've reached us as their ideal client and they build those relationships. Um, but social media also helps you with consistency to build trust with those who may be interested in the products that you offer or your service, because it helps you to be seen as a thought leader in your industry. So if you, for instance, have like organizing business and you're showcasing your before and afters, or you are showing products that you use as a part of your business to organize individuals' homes, then it helps your audience to develop and build a trust because they see that you are well knowledgeable in what you're doing, and you do an amazing job. There's a young lady on Facebook that recently started a cleaning business that I watched grow up, and I'm super proud of her because she shows some really amazing before and afters. And it's by her utilizing social media that she's been able to build a following for her page. But also she gets more clientele because she's done proof of concept. She's showing what she can do. And it's really been working out for her. And I'm so proud of her. So yeah. So it helps you be seen as a thought leader in your industry, and you want to use all these things to boost the traffic on your website, because it's very important to move your prospective clients from being to on your social media to going on your website and purchasing either your service or your products. Now, if you're like me, um, there is a fear associated with putting your putting yourself out there on social media, marketing your business in particular. Because when you're first getting into the business, there's so many things you don't know. There are there's just a lot that comes along with overcoming the fear to start marketing your business. And so right now we're going to dispel some of those myths associated with it. The first myth, oh wait, I need to say this. It's important for you to overcome your fear because how will people know that you can help them if you don't let them know that you can help them, right? So the first myth is social media is just for young people. Well, in reality, younger demographics might have been the early adopters of these new platforms, well, when they were new, but social media now spans all age groups. Older adults are increasingly active on platforms like Facebook, what used to be Twitter, now called X, and Instagram. Case in point, y'all, my grandmother comments on all my stuff on Facebook. She likes my stuff. She comments on my cousins and my sister's stuff. And if she don't like your stuff, she will let you know on Facebook. So the idea that social media is just for young people is definitely that myth has definitely been dispelled because we know that it crosses all generations and you're able to find your generation just depending on the different platforms. So and we'll get into that a little bit later. The second myth is that social media is just for personal use. So many businesses now recognize the importance of using social media for the marketing because, again, it's a free way to really promote your business and to offer some really great customer service, especially for small businesses and brand building. Social media platforms offer powerful tools for businesses to reach their target audience and engage with their customers. I remember there's a black owned deodorant company that I started following, and they actually have their product in Target, and I was super excited for them. I went and bought some from Target, and I bought 2 of them actually, and I got them home, and it was a little they were a little faulty, the quality of them, and because I had used them before, I knew that that wasn't typically what I should have expected. So I reached out via social media and their customer service because they were responsive and they were attentive and they really took the time to follow up with me. They replaced my product and I still order from them because they had such amazing customer service and they utilized their social media channels to reach out to their current customers and to potential new customers as a way of letting people discover them and keeping up with their community. And that's one of the great things about social media is that you can really use it to promote your business. Now, the third myth is that you need to be on every social media platform. That is very unrealistic because not all social media platforms fit every business. If you are a hairstylist and you want to showcase your finished product, like you're a loctician or you are a makeup artist, Instagram can be one of your best friends because it's a image and video based platform versus Facebook, which is a combination of a lot of things, and versus Twitter, which moves by very, very quickly. Um, but not every social media platform fits every business. And you have to understand your target audience and where they're going to be, what platforms they frequent, because you want to get in front of who you're trying to serve or have purchased your products, right? So I wouldn't necessarily go to TikTok or Snapchat if I'm trying to sell a product to a seasoned saint or someone in the older demographic, right? Because they're likely not there. Now, another really important myth that we need to go ahead and dispel right now is that you need to post every day. Shanita doesn't post every day. I don't have it, right? And it really is about quality over quantity. So posting consistently is the key for maintaining visibility on social media. But A, you should determine what that consistency looks like. And B, you want to make sure that whatever you post on your social media aligns with your brand and your business. So I love videos where I love little videos of this teacher that I follow on Instagram and posting funny things that his student says, right? I would make a video or share a video similar to that on my social media because it doesn't align with my brand. It does anything that I post on Newton Creative Consulting's page has to do with graphics or websites or business consultations because those are our three main pillars of service, right? If I want to post a really cute picture of my son Harrison, he is adorable. But if I wanted to post a picture of him, if he wasn't in his NCC uniform because he has one because everybody's part of this team, then he would need to go on my personal page because again, everything that goes on my Newton Creative Consulting page has to do with the business of Newton Creative Consulting. And you don't want to dilute your message or hurt your brand's reputation and drive away followers by posting low quality or irrelevant content. Now, somebody asked how to get started. I sure will tell you. The first thing you need to do is decide what kind of user name you want to use on your social media. And it needs to be consistent, something that can be the same thing across all your different platforms, right? So making it the same across the different platforms help build brand recognition because it makes it easier for customers to find you. Also, it builds trust and makes your business appear more professional and creditable. And as a little added tidbit, have y'all ever, and I know y'all, I mean, I always giggle to myself when I'm listening to a podcast, and at the end, they're like, well, tell the people where they can find you. And then they say, well, on Facebook, you can go to Shanita underscore Newton hash underscore 123. But on Instagram, you can find me at Shanita underscore the Queen underscore Newton. Absolutely not. You want to make sure that everything is the same because it makes your business appear more professional and creditable, and it makes it easier for people to find you. You just give them one handle and bam, they can go to Instagram, they can go to Facebook, they can go to Snapchat if you're on there, whatever you decide to choose. You is consistent and it's easier for them, but it's also easier for you. It's easier when you need to make a graphic or have a graphic created for an event you have coming up to not have to list a whole bunch of handles. Once you start having billboards for your business and you want to share your social media on said billboard, just one handle. Follow me here. Don't matter what you look for. Don't matter if it's Instagram or Facebook or whatever. This is my handle, right? When you start getting published and the newspaper starts doing articles on you and they put your social media so people can find out more about you, they put your website, everything is branded the same. It's nice and clean. And you don't have to worry about people, well, they couldn't find you because actually they didn't do the underscore, they didn't do the number, just one username across all platforms. And a great way to cut down on the work to find out if it's consistent is to go to namecheck the letter r.com. And now there are several services like these. So really, if you just Google, help me find a username for my business, available usernames or available domains, it'll help pull something up that is available. So you're not guessing at it. So you don't create something on Instagram and then later find out it's not available on Facebook. That can be very time consuming and really frustrating. So, for example, for Newton Creative Consulting, our website domain is thenewcc.co. And so our Facebook and our Instagram are also the new CC. Now, to take it a step further, once you purchase your domain, and I'm jumping ahead just a little bit, but we'll come back to it. When you get your email address, you can create a branded email address with the same domain. So everything flows together. It's a real easy way to make your business look real professional off the top. Now, another thing that we need to consider when we get started is what platforms we should choose. So the questions you should ask yourself are, who are you trying to help and where are they? Right? Um, what are you comfortable using? Because chances are, if you're helping people that are similar to you, they are on the same platforms as you, right? So my top two are Facebook and Instagram. That's where you'll find me all day. But if they're younger, then they might be on Snapchat or TikTok until TikTok, gets banned. Because that's the whole thing right now. But you need to decide where your target audience or your ideal client is and start your social media there. Um, because it's just easier because you want to go where the people are that you're trying to reach. Now, the last myth I want to share tonight is that the idea that if you have social media, you don't need a website, which could be furthest from the truth. Um, I will say that 93% of online experiences start with the search engine. So having your website and social media work well together can help elevate your business. But just as you would think of your social media as a door or maybe a window into your house so people can, take a peek in, see what you got going on. But your website is the house, right? And so you want to have people, you want to invite people over to come to the house. I mean, and you don't want everybody at the house. You only want those people that you want to have at the house. So your branding and your messaging and everything revolves around inviting the people that you really identify with and that you want to connect with. So, a few other ways websites help your business is they provide professionalism and credibility. One of the most important things when you start your business or just in your business in general is being able to differentiate yourself from like a fly by night or someone who a business that isn't necessary. It makes your business look more legit. It helps differentiate you because you have to invest in a website and you don't really necessarily invest as much into your social media. I mean, you take the time and you strategize, but having a website comes with an investment of either a large amount of your time if you're making it yourself, or you're investing your resources and your funds into having someone design it for you. But either way it goes, when you have a website, it just provides that extra level of professional and credibility before you sell anything. And it, to add a added note to that, when it's a very well polished website, it adds professionalism and credibility. Also, having a website is important because you have control and ownership. And you know that people can see your content because these algorithms, y'all, on Instagram or Facebook, it could be the best post that you've ever come up with, the best cleanest piece of content that you recorded, you did a voiceover, you did editing for it, you came up with an amazing caption, and like 3 people liked it because they know it ain't hitting nobody's timeline. Because now Instagram's not even on photos right now. That's not what's trending. Reels are trending or vice versa, or they've changed it to now you don't need to click link and you don't want to do click the link in my bio. Now you want to add the keyword. So many things change from day to day on social media that it may get seen or it may not. But if it's on your website and you're navigating people to your website, you have control over what is seen, more control and more ownership over what's being seen. Also, websites help with search engine visibility. So I'm a Googler. In fact, I think I was one of the first people to make Google into a verb, but I'm a Googler, and one of the first things I do after I find somebody or a business on social media is I immediately go to Google and look up their website. Well, first, let me take a step back. If they don't have their website bio in their link, that is an immediate red flag to me. Because if you don't have a website, how can I trust that you really are professional, legit, that I'm gonna order something and it's not gonna take like 4 or 5 weeks for it to come in, and so forth. So the first thing I do is I go to their bio to see if I can click a link and go directly to their website. But let's say for some reason it isn't, or let's say I'm not even on social media at the moment. I'm just something pops in my mind and I say, "Oh, I need to find that software for my kids to be able to sign in so I don't have to do a paper roll anymore." The first thing I do is I go to Google and I do a search. And I look at the top few websites that pop up, the options that pop up. Now, I typically skip over the ads, but that is an option to look at because Google Ads will allow your business to populate higher than sometimes just organic rankings, but it helps with search engine visibility when you have a website. And as an added bonus, it helps you to rank higher if you have if you do a Google business page, not Google business page, but like if you get listed on Google businesses and you allow your customers to leave reviews, you let your clients leave reviews, it helps you to rank higher according to if they type in Augusta graphic designer or Augusta or Georgia website designer or organizer, George, South Carolina. The more reviews you have, the higher you will organically rank in the search engine because people typically don't go to like the second or third page of results, right? You stop at the first few you see, you check them out, you pick. Um, so yeah. So in line with that, it helps with your conversion and your sales. Your POS system or your point of sale system is typically on your website. I know that Instagram has some functionality when it comes to being able to sell products on there, but when I purchased things from like Dianu is this amazing black owned apparel company is like African and tribal prints. If I click it on Facebook, it just redirects me to their website because again, it's about ownership, control, converting people from being lookers into buyers. And it helps to reestablish that professionalism and credibility. So, and to my last point, you can integrate your marketing channels into your website. So, like with Dianu, the Facebook, it directs people, it pushes them right on into the house of their website. Or if you find something, if you're on Instagram, and they say click the link to go to the bio in my to go to my click the link in my bio, excuse me, to go to my website. It takes you right to where you need to go to finalize that purchase. And I know, have you ever gone to like Lowe's online and, and put something in your cart and then you like, nah, I'm not gonna get it. Or even with Amazon, I use the app, but if you put some in your cart and then you leave it alone, you go away, they'll send you an email and be like, "Hey, girl, we saw that we saw you looking at something, and we know you want to go ahead and get it," because that's called a trigger, and it allows you to automate that, so you don't have to follow up with people to say, "Hey, did you still want to get that bag of mulch? Did you still want to purchase it? You know you want to purchase it." You're not being aggressive. It's automated. You can take your hands off of it and your website does the work for you. when you're on vacation, when you're asleep. It's a 24-hour marketing tool for you. Another really big reason, back to ownership and control, is I posted this in 2021 when Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, the metaverse went down for like a day, right? The outage was real. And for those who didn't have websites and relied solely on social media to be able to sell their products or reach their customers, the amount of money that they lost out on that day, I don't want to exaggerate or anything, but it was a very large amount that was missed out on for individuals who didn't have another source of contact for their customers. And bigger than this, if we just go back a couple, maybe like a week or two ago, the same thing happened. Facebook and Instagram were down for no apparent reason. We don't know what happened. But I tell you, I say that to say this, you don't have control over whether or not social media sites go down. But you do have control over your website. You pay the hosting fee or you pay a company to have it hosted for you. And you have control over the layout and the look of your site, from branding to if you want to have a photo in the background as people scroll, if you want to have a form for people to fill out. These are things that you can accomplish on your website that you don't necessarily get to integrate into your social media. Now, there are a few things that you want to consider to make sure you have an amazing site built, right? The first thing we want to do is identify the goal of our website. Are we using it to take appointments? Are we using it to sell products? Um, do we want to use it for people to fill out like a form so that we can reach back out to them? In my case, for my website, that's one of the main goals of it, is for people to see examples and samples of my work and previous projects, but also for me to get more information about them and what they need in their website, so that we're able to maximize our time together when we do meet. The second thing you want to consider is your URL. Back to making sure everything is consistent. That piece between the www and the .com or the .org is very important, because you want to make sure it aligns with your social media. But also, you want to choose a .com or a .co, like Newton Creative Consulting is, if you have a company. If you are looking to starting a nonprofit or a faith-based organization, then that will be more so of a .org. And that's what those designations are for. It helps to differentiate you according and categorize you according to what industry or what type of organization you're establishing. The next thing you want to do is, again, remember your audience. Because if you are looking to service an older demographic, then you want to consider a typeface or a font that that's larger. Now, on all websites, you should have a font that looks like this, right? One that is very easy to read. We call this a sans serif, versus something that's nice and scripted, or like a serif that has like tails that has like little embellishments on the end. It makes it difficult for people to be able to read that. So you don't want that on your website. You want to make the text on your website as easy to read as possible. You also want to invest in professional photography and video. um, y'all, don't be putting selfies on your websites. Don't be putting selfies on your website. We see you. We know you was at your family reunion. We can still tell that you took a photo of yourself at the family reunion, you thought it was cute, and decided to put it on your website. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Invest in your business and get some professional photography and video work done. So if you are the face of your business, get professional photography of you. If you are not the face of your business, then and you're selling products, like if you're a chef and you don't really want to, it's more like a company and it's not just you, but you want to get some really great photos of your food, that you, or the ensemble and the mix, the plating of said foods. You just want to invest and get the highest quality, because that'll translate into the professionalism of your services or your products. You also want to invest in quality artwork, logos, graphics, etc. So again, even if you aren't the face of your business, but you're like a car wash, you own a car wash, you don't necessarily want to use Microsoft's clip art if you can help it at all. You want to find someone who specializes in branding or that develops logos and graphics, to help give you some real basic, um, some starting blocks for your business, you know, something that you can insert into Canva to put some text over if you trying to get some stuff done for social media, or you have options, right? But you want to make sure you put your best foot forward. And I don't mean all at once, because the journey of entrepreneurship is just that, it's a journey. So there's no way you can get everything done immediately all at once together at the same time. But by taking this piece by piece, you're able to continuously elevate your business and elevate, the packaging of your business, because we all have a role to play and people need our services. And we want to make sure that we, are prepared and that our business looks exactly the way, well, that our business looks like we're prepared and that we're professional. So the other thing you want to do is prepare your content. So if it's a business or a brand based around you, then you want to make sure your biography or your bio is up to date. And if it is about your business, then you want to make sure that you have an organization about or a history of your organization. Go ahead and list out the services or the products that you offer, and then make sure that you have your contact information that's going to be associated with the business. So I know that Google has a product called Google Numbers, so that you don't have to share your business, and your personal life with one number. I will tell you firsthand, I'm raising my hand because that's something I learned the hard way, to separate the two out. And so I'm trying to be better, but don't be like me. Be better than me. And just go ahead and get a Google number so that way you can separate out your business calls from your personal calls. It'll make life much easier. Oh, so one other thing I wanted to add as a bonus, because this is the other marketing, practices that are be beneficial to you, is once you get your website established, there is magic in having a mailing list, right? A mailing list is cost effective, because I mean, people sign up on the website. They just go to the website to sign up. And then you can personalize your email communications to people who specifically wanted to sign up for your newsletter or your emails. So you know that these are people that you want to build relationships with because they reached out and subscribed to you, not the other way around. You're not petitioning them to come and join you, but they reached out, and they subscribed to your mailing list. And nothing makes me feel it makes me feel really special when I get an email from someone that I follow or someone's list that I subscribe to, and I say, "Hey, Shanita, did you know that we had a such and such going on right now?" And I'm like, "We did," because they said my name. And you can personalize your email communications without having to do it for each and every one. They have this thing called dynamic data that you can place inside your email communications, and it just automatically creates it according to your mailing list. But it helps you to keep in contact with those that are your subscribers. It lets them know about your new offerings. You can send out an email, a monthly email, just to keep your audience empowered and educated and engaged. And and then they become repeat customers or repeated clients, because you are consistent and you keep in contact with them. And there are a few email marketing services. I mean, this isn't an exhaustive list, but these are the top three that came to mind for me. So if you have a Wix website or hosting with Wix, they have a email marketing service built in to their back office. But there's also MailChimp that will probably be the most cost effective because they have a free trial version. Well, it's not even necessarily a trial version. They have a free version that allows you to send X number of emails per month to X number of people. And then there's also Constant Contact that is a really nice, smooth, clean email marketing service. It also has a price point just off top. I don't know that they have a free version of it. I mean, they allow you to have a trial, but that trial ends. So, but these are all really great services to use depending on your budget and your goals. So if you don't have a Wix website, then Wix wouldn't necessarily work for you. But if you have a website with WordPress and you want to do something a little bit more elaborate than MailChimp, which I mean, MailChimp has various levels, so that would be a great way to go also. You can use Constant Contact. It integrates into to everything. So now, I wanted to leave you with this because as a business owner, um, we have peaks and we have valleys. We have times where we're selling a lot and we have times where ain't nobody calling, right? But it's very important to stay motivated as a business owner. Here are a few ways that we can do that. You want to always challenge yourself to keep learning, to keep growing, to not stay in the same space or the same level of knowledge that you currently are. And that just goes for life. Like we are to be continual learners, right? And so I challenged myself this year to read 5 books. I'm on book number 2, but and it's a mix of just personal development and like business books, and that's what you want to do, just to keep challenging yourself to learning and keep learning and growing. Go to conferences, go link up with other people in your industry, and then you all can sharpens iron. You learn from one another, and that's actually my number 3, but I'll come back to that. So number 2 is know that not everything is going to go the way that we perceive we want it to go. And so we should use that. And I put in failure in quotation marks because failures aren't really that. They really are just redirections. But we should use it as self motivation to say, well, that didn't work. So let me tweak it a bit and give it another go. Or maybe let me change the way I did it this time, but to not quit, right? We don't want to give up on ourselves or our business. Um, and then to create a network of small businesses. So I have this group of friends and colleagues, and we it's probably trademark infringement or copyright infringement, but we call ourselves a breakfast club, and that's mostly just because, and whenever we get together, it's usually for breakfast. But we get together, we talk about our moans and groans, but our successes, also our victories, and then we bounce ideas off of each other on how on any issues that any of us may be facing, and the insight that we get from one another and just the motivation, it leaves you feeling encouraged and knowing because there are commonalities in everyone's entrepreneurial journeys, right? So it keeps you encouraged to just be able to talk to your friends or people that you met and link up with them to just kind of discuss the things that are going on in your business. And then I would also say to be sure to join your local chambers and professional networks. So, like the CSRA Business League, and thank you again for having me. And then in Augusta, well, every city has a chamber of commerce. So I know Augusta also has in addition to the CSRA Business League, there is the Greater Augusta Black Chamber of Commerce. And then there's the Augusta Metro Chamber of Commerce. And all of these organizations help businesses grow. They offer workshops like these. They allow networking opportunities for business owners and entrepreneurs. And being a business owner is difficult but rewarding. And these organizations help you to be reminded that you are not alone in this thing. So I did a lot of talking. The last thing I want to say for right now is let's move into action. It's your clarion call, right? I want you to write down for yourself 2 things that you plan on doing after this webinar to elevate your business beyond social media. Whether it's starting a social media page just for exclusively for your business, it's starting to put the pieces together so you can have that really amazing polished website. If you are just really just getting started and you don't even know what you're going to call your business, then sitting down and coming up with a name and checking it to make sure that it's available, not just the domain and the usernames, but you also want to check it with the Secretary of State to make sure no one else is using it. And so there are a lot of things because people are at different levels in their journey. There are a lot of things that we can be doing right now individually to help push our business to new heights and new levels. And I'm excited for every one of us. So now we're going to get to the question and answer portion. So you can drop those in the chat. I'm going to, yeah,
Miss Newton.
yes, sir.
Miss Rosanna from Rose Speaks thanks you for sharing this information for her to her.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you, Dr. Stewart, on the line. Um, she my friend, y'all, but she also just got she's also got her doctorate. She just defended her dissertation and she's doing amazing things. And we're so very proud of you. So
Congratulations.
yes.
Congratulations.
Um, so I am going to show my face. And while
And
we're waiting on people to drop questions in
yeah,
the chat,
while
I
you're doing that, yeah, while you're doing that, I'm going to allow one of our board members who owns Williams Funeral Home to speak as well. Ms. Boston, you can say a few words. Ms. Boston.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no, I didn't. What did I do?
Nothing. I allowed you to speak as a board member if you want to say anything.
Oh, okay. Just want to welcome everybody today to the webinar. I think Shanita did a great job. I learned a lot myself as far as Webvantage. So I want to thank her so much for this information. Very well put together and very, very helpful. Thank you so much.
thank you
Thank
again
you,
for
Ms.
having me.
Boston. Okay. Any questions? Any questions are in the chat. How can someone start and not get in touch with you for counseling, consulting, and coaching from Ms. Tara Combs?
Oh, sure. So if you want to reach out to me, you can either go to our website, thenewcc.co. And actually I can pull that screen back up. You can call us and I will drop my number in the chat, our business line, or you can shoot us an email. And so
And in addition to that, Ms. Newton, when we send out our thank you for those who join, um, we will include your contact information as well.
oh,
And
awesome.
you would get those who attended today, you will have their information as well.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. I look forward to keeping in contact with everyone.
And before we go to the next question, I see that you have CO and most have .com, .org. Is CO one of the newest domain endings that has come aboard, and does it mean anything special like the other ones?
Yeah, so .co is an extension similar to .com, because there's so many domains that have that .com designate or extension at the end, that they're becoming more and more difficult to attain and secure. So they came up with the .co, which essentially means the same thing.
Gotcha. And I think that's good for business owners to know, because like you said, there's so many .coms and there's .orgs as we are, and things of that nature. So it's good to know what the ending means, for anybody who's in business.
Hmm.
Mr. Zoom user, Mr. Neil, said that he would reach out to you, but Mr. Maven wants to know, how often should you update your website?
I would say at least quarterly. So if you let's just think about it like with the seasons. So I know at the museum has um quarterly rollouts. So according to if something around Black History Month, or for the summer months, for the fall, for the winter. But I would definitely say quarterly, so that you can, and it's not even a major overhaul, just maybe changing some of the content, or in the museum's case, exhibits that are being phased in and phased out, or events that you may have going on. Just you want to make sure the content stays up to date on it. Now, if you have a really busy website, or a really busy organization, and you have a lot of events taking place, then you want to make sure that once an event is over, you pull down that outdated content. That old graphic from an event that happened like last week should definitely get pulled down at least by top of the week. But if you're just changing out content, you can do that quarterly.
This is not a question in the chat, but you did go over this, and it's very important that you did, regarding securing business names. And you mentioned um, the site to go to, but the Secretary of State website.
Mhm.
Can you again explain to them why it's important to make sure you do a name search so that you don't infringe on somebody's trademark or infringe on somebody's name? Because I do know in the state of Georgia would not allow you to register your business if someone else already has their name.
Correct. Absolutely. And I was going to actually list that was one of my resources, because I get that question often.
So
Just
do
some
I.
resources, yeah, that are available for especially new business owners. The Secretary of State has a plethora of information for you, to include. You can search to see if your company's name, or the name that you would like your company to be, is available, because it's very important. For brand recognition, you don't want to use a name that somebody else already has. But in Georgia specifically, the Secretary of State won't allow you to register it.
That's right.
Um, and so once you start, and you need that for when you get ready to open up your business banking accounts, you need to be able to attach that to your EIN, your employer identification number. You needed to, when you get ready to apply for like your business license in Richmond County, you need it for
That's
a number
right.
of reasons. And so it's very important that you start off on the right foot by going to the Secretary of State's office first. Online is sos.ga.gov. Oh, that's another extension, .gov. That's how you
Correct.
know it's an official government website. So if
Correct.
somebody says, because I get emails and calls all the time from organizations that say they can help me get a government contract, but their website is not .gov, or is not affiliated with the
That's
with the
correct.
government at all. And
That's
it's
correct.
very important to be vigilant and make sure that if you're giving someone your information, that it's credible.
And you are correct on that, because there are some sites, there are some some agencies that helps you do
Quotations.
SAM registrations and things of that nature
Mm-hmm.
that are not affiliated with the government. And if you don't know, SAM registration is actually free.
Yes, it is. So you
Yes,
should not have to pay nobody to do that.
that is correct. And you want to register with Sam if you want to do contracts with the government.
Mhm.
I don't see any more questions, Ms. Newton. So I guess your job was a fantastic one. Um, Again, tomorrow we will send out a thank you note after this tomorrow, thanking you for being in attendance. Um, Upon doing that, we also will also allow you to view the recording again. For those of you who were in attendance, those who signed up and did not attend, they won't have that luxury. But because you were here, you will have the luxury of reviewing the tape again. We did not put this on our Facebook page. We thought that this was exclusive enough that we would only do the recording, and the recording would only go to those who attended, unless Miss Newton wanted to share it, she could share it herself, but we would not do that.
Okay. To
So,
close out, Mr. Albright,
yes, ma'am.
I really like to open up with affirmations, but I also like to close with them. And so the affirmation I would like to share are these: that you are resilient and can overcome any challenge. You are worthy of success and recognition in your industry, and you are constantly learning and improving in your field. And I just want to thank everyone again for coming tonight.
And thank you, Ms. Newton. You we do this every year, and each year afterwards, you get rave reviews. So I know that we would get the same thing on the surveys that will pop up afterwards. So again, thank everyone for coming. We surely appreciate your support. Again, if you want that money, make sure you're here on the 23rd of April for SSBCI 2.0 with Miss Holly Hunt and Mr. Timothy Smith. Please complete the survey at the end of this. It will help us on our next workshops for the remainder of the year. And it would also allow you to ask questions that we can also give to Ms. Newton as well. So again, thank everyone. Thank Ms. Sharif, our board chair, for giving you greetings. Ms. Boston, who came on to say a few words. Our administrative assistant is also on. She's shy, so Ms. Montez Williams. So she don't. I know she
Okay.
doesn't want to say anything. She's your former creative impression student.
Yes, she
So
is.
yes, she is. So thank everyone. Again, have a great day. Thank you again, Miss Newton. And tomorrow you will hear from me. And if you have any questions, you have my number as well.
Yes, sir. Everyone have a good night.
Everybody have a good night. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.